city. And our Made in America Christmas, we asked for your one thing. You came through.
Attorney Gildner, is there no sound as of yet?
We had a little bit of an issue trying to get the meeting started, but things should be coming on now. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I can see you talking, Chris, but you are muted.
Can you hear me? Can you see or hear Ralph Henry talking right now?
We hear nothing.
Right. I think they're still trying to get it to work at the township.
Having the resident be able to voice their opinions, come in here personally. Right. Because, I mean, it's very distracting. The Zoom is very distracting. And I see it as
Poor baby.
It becomes to the point where it's a distraction.
I think we have it figured out. So if the board members should start talking. I think there was just an issue, but we should be going now. So thanks everybody for your patience.
December 1st to host this meeting, that was it was a 7-0 vote. You know, we were all in favor of getting back together. We were all in favor of doing this for the residents out there that it's safe for this meeting. You know, considering the circumstances that's happened between the 1st and the 15th, the health department, the extension, has kind of put more of a fear to people. Considering, you know, the technical difficulties, obviously we weren't able to test on those to make sure we report the cases out. That would be my reasoning behind it. I mean, we don't want to violate the Open Meetings Act, and we still want everyone to be able to have a say in what we're doing up here. So,
I wonder if we could address one issue, just one, that it will take a couple seconds to address, so that the guy that's over on 94, it's what, 9384, it's on Saginaw Street. It should have been done months ago, and somehow it slipped through the cracks. He needs to have approval for the grow that we approved over there. It was on December 1st, and I talked to him. The guy has put 2 tons of money in the property. We go forward and try to get him through the system here.
we don't, I mean, if the attorney is available, we don't necessarily need to wait till the 15th.
Well, we need it's on that Tim Scott. He needs to move forward. It takes him at least 2 months. 2 months by the time we approve him, and somehow he was in here in September. I thought he was already approved. I've been out there to talk to him, and somehow.
Hold on, let's get through our.
Okay.
Let's get through the table. Yes.
I hear a lot what's going on, and I think our trooper friend is also being patient with us as well. You know, he understands what the situation and circumstances are. He's obviously being patient and letting us, you know, figure out what we want to do. Okay, so I think we've got some room for discussion. We're already here. We're already sitting here. Okay. I hear what Ralph is saying, and I certainly do not like these things. I do not like these things to take a long time. You know, obviously we should have approved these back in September. You know, obviously, you know, things come up, but you know, I would still like to approve that or do anything we can possibly tonight. But my only concern at this time, and my main concern, is the residents who we told were going to be on the Zoom. But if they can't hear us, you know, that's an open meetings violation, and I don't want to disenfranchise anybody from that. I mean, what's the current motion on the table that we postpone this until when?
The 22nd, correct, John?
Yes.
We're
Okay.
good for a half hour.
Okay, there is one other thing, Madam Chairman. We need to also take into consideration that this lockdown and the governor's orders or the Michigan, you know, community health department's orders, these things may be in place and they may continue to go and to stay in place for who knows how long. Okay, and I'm just as frustrated about that as I think everybody is. However, there's a lot of things on here which I know are important that we've got to get to. I understand that. But I think that the top priority on our agenda, if and when we're going to have hindered by a technological problem, I don't have a problem meeting here. If there's, when it comes to decision making and my presence and so forth, I'll make those decisions myself, like you all will yourselves. We'll hold ourselves, and we'll be held accountable, that way. But that's not my concern at the moment. My concern right now at the moment, and I think everybody here needs to recognize this, is what we do about the residents that we told were going to be available to hear this meeting. And if we have to adjourn because of that one reason, then I'm going to entertain it. Madam Chairman, he's not
Hold on.
order. Can we have order, please?
Okay, do we have a motion on the table? Can I get any more discussion?
I have to agree with Eric that somehow or another, if this is gonna be the new norm, we have to come up with a better process than the Zoom. I don't know if there is any, but somehow or another, what's that? That's according to you. That's according to you.
As far as the technical goes in here, the IT guy gave me a quote. I'm in the process of 2 more quotes, just so you guys know. And I've been in communication today with the Regency of Charter to upgrade our system. So I am working on that so that we can get some more technical issues worked out and move forward from there.
If I may, one more thing. The approval of the site plans for the businesses here, if we would make a separate motion to put that to a special meeting just for those line items only, I'd be willing to entertain that. But I don't want to consider any of this other stuff on here without proper technological upgrades, or at least just a huge improved version of what we have right now. Okay.
Will you reread the motion?
Zoom is working.
Okay.
So it was just confirmed by 3 people that they can hear.
Just now.
That they can now hear us. It
Oh.
wasn't in the beginning, but they can now hear us.
Okay. So then,
So how are we gonna hear them?
I'm logged in.
So we have a motion on the table. Do we wanna do a roll call on that? Or are we gonna continue with discussion?
What was the motion?
I have a question for the officer. So, if we continue, you log a report and send it off to the health department, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna log a report regardless of what happens.
Okay,
The fact that I stood here and I saw that the meeting was going on, I'm gonna log a report.
okay.
That's gonna be between your attorney and
And whatever happens at the other end.
health.
Okay,
in that case,
so,
Yeah.
okay, to go along with that then, being that there's gonna be a report logged anyways, I think we have to remember that we all took an oath to the Constitution of the United States. We also took an oath to the Constitution of Michigan. And the residents have a right to come in person and address their grievances.
I think we should take a motion, but I do have to address that issue. When you were sworn in, didn't you agree to uphold the laws of the state of Michigan in that oath? And I'm pretty sure you did. And this is a law from the state of Michigan, and you're saying, I'm going to pick and choose which laws I'm going to put in. I'm just rusting in.
I see your point. I see your point.
Yeah, we just took that oath and we said we will.
We
do
did.
this, and we're not doing it.
But I think it's a mandate. It's not a law because legislature makes the law.
They did for the 31st, and I'm under the assumption of.
So,
Madam Chairman, our governor did have the authority to lock everything down or shut everything down all up until the Michigan State Supreme Court ruled 7-0 that no, she could not do that. Now, what obviously what we've all witnessed, what I think this is that the governor has used power of the health department to go around or circumvent the Supreme Court. So, on one hand, you could say, yeah, we're here to uphold all the laws, just like this trooper is also. But at the same time, we have to remember an oath, and we have to remember that that all of our other laws derive
But can they hear us, is my question, and can we hear them if they have questions?
Let me.
Chris, I don't know if you can hear that, but
Yes, we can hear you.
for us.
Some of it is muffled, but for most of the board, we can hear.
I'm
Obviously,
sorry, what did you say?
He said yes. They can hear. For the most part, there are a few that are muffled.
Because Julie, basically, we're just hearing it through your computer. So those that are further away from it, it's more difficult to hear.
Is there any?
Okay. Right.
On your Thursday,
What? I'm sorry.
the attorney would have availability other than the 22nd. That's, I think, what we're looking at, but I know that there's been discussion, that people are saying that that's close to the holiday, and, they would prefer to do it after that, or if we could fit it in Wednesday or Thursday, if we decide to postpone it and reschedule it.
I have availability. Tomorrow's just hard pressed to give notice and all of that to folks.
Right.
I have a meeting myself at 7, but I could ask Chris to cover that one and attend this one. I certainly will do everything that I can to make myself available to you if that's what you wish to do.
Would you prefer Wednesday or Thursday?
Of those two options, I prefer Thursday.
You want to amend your motion, John, for Thursday?
No, I'd like my motion to stand, and you can all vote it down if you think that's a wise idea, and then you can make it, someone can make the initial motion. But the motion should stand as I said, which I'm not sure exactly what I said now, but in light of the officer being here and his request to cancel a meeting, if we continue to cancel a meeting, then, it's on us. And that's basically what he's telling you. So my motion is to
But-
cancel.
He also stated that he's going to file a report regardless. So,
Report's filed. So, I guess I'm like this.
I'm gonna need to hear a motion back, because I'm not sure exactly what I said first time.
So you want basically cancel the meeting because of the officer's presence and the discussion.
Yeah, the officer's request,
Yep.
the officer's request to cancel the meeting.
You want to keep it to the 22nd.
That was a motion, so we'll just vote it down if you don't want to, and you can make it any day you like.
Roll call, please. Julie,
no.
Eric,
No.
Chris. Yes. Ralph,
No.
Jen,
Yes.
no. Rachel, yes. 3 to 4, 4 to 3, motion failed.
Madam Chairman, I'll make the motion, just for sake of anyone feels the need.
Can we hear who voted yes and who voted no on that motion? Because we didn't get to hear it.
Sorry, Cindy. Rachel voted yes, John Condon voted yes, Chris Taylor voted yes, Eric Gunnels voted no, Ralph Henry voted no, Julie Tack voted.
Madam Supervisor, I really feel obligated to speak here. So the board can vote any way it wishes, but I at least want to give you all of the information. So the changes made to the Open Meetings Act allows us to meet electronically under certain conditions. One of the conditions is that whatever method we choose be providing for two-way communication. So members of the audience can hear you can hear members of the audience. I'm not on Zoom. I don't know what's going on. What I heard Chris say, who is hosting because I couldn't get on here, is that anything as the further away you get from Julie's computer, it's muffled, which goes to the technical problem that a capability. It's very difficult to do. So at some point, we're going to have members of the audience speak, and to the extent they can be picked up on this computer, then you can hear them. We've already heard now from one resident who is asking who voted for what. So I do not like attending night meetings. It's my business. It's what I do. I would just soon meet with all of you in person than do a Zoom meeting any day of the week.
Madam Chairman, I didn't mean to cut you off, Attorney Gilman. Madam Chairman, I want to make a motion that we, because John's motion read differently, and that's why I voted no on it. But I'm going to make a different motion. My motion will read as this, that we postpone this meeting because of a technical difficulty in reaching the intended audience from this.
Do you have a specific date that you're proposing, or just indefinitely?
Is there any reason I need a particular date to read, or can the supervisor just make the date or set a date for the next meeting?
We set it for the rest sometime in the week, and maybe Thursday. That gives us a day.
Again, we cannot hear what is going on.
Can you
Thursday?
can you speak into
Until Thursday, you said?
can you speak into the
Wednesday
microphone?
would work better for me. That would be tomorrow if it's possible for everyone else. Is that enough notice?
I'm sorry,
It has to be 18 hours.
Okay. Well, would that be enough time?
Be awfully.
We cannot hear you.
Especially. Thank you, Ms. Hicks. I can only hear her chirping in every now and again saying she can't hear us.
We cannot hear. We can hear Julie. We can hear John Condon part of the time, but we just cannot hear and do not know what's going on.
So what day do you have in your motion, Eric?
Didn't have one yet. So we're looking at my calendar real quick. That's what I was thinking. We have plenty of time. So let's just do this tomorrow night. I mean, I'm just saying that because of the technical difficulties we have. I just want to make sure that the residents can hear us.
I'm recording this and we absolutely cannot hear.
If you have the meeting tomorrow at 7, what technology different changes are going to be this time? We're still going to have one laptop in one corner, unless it's a full Zoom meeting. You're going to have the same thing. It's no different. We're going to have one computer, and
I hope that. No, I understand. I recognize your concern. I have just a question about the attorney. Attorney Gilman, you said that we could meet all together in one room and do a Zoom meeting in all one room?
I have not said that.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No, in fact, my experience has been that if you get more than one person together, logging into Zoom when they're together, you get echo.
Right.
You get an echo chamber. You cannot hear each other, or the other people cannot really understand it. So if we all had a computer, which would enable everyone virtually to hear us, all they would hear is echo, in my experience.
Right.
So right now we have only one laptop open, and that's why Ms. Hicks keeps saying she can hear Julie, but she has a hard time hearing anybody other than Julie. So the option is we all have a computer, in which case it's going to be echo, or we have only one computer, in which case those who do not have the laptop cannot be heard. So my suggestion is is understanding you have business to transact, schedule a meeting to happen by Zoom, take care of that business, and one of those items ought to be how are you going to conduct meetings as long as a government order is in effect?
Okay. Now, I'll amend my motion. I'll amend my motion to that we postpone the meeting because of technical issues, and we will postpone until tomorrow for a Zoom meeting only. And let's put it on the agenda. Let's add to the agenda that issue with the technical issue. We just gotta have some decision making on the technical difficulties that we may face given this situation with COVID-19 continues. That's my motion.
I just wanna ask about, before, so we're gonna postpone this to tomorrow. Will we be able to use the same Zoom information that we're using right now?
I don't think so. I think that we would get new information that would have to be posted. It would have to be posted 18 hours in advance.
Okay, so we got that information. Got that, yeah. Morning, or is that what?
You're saying, I got a question for you. You're saying Zoom information, we talk about this past.
Yeah.
Hold on. So, I mean, first of all, point of order, there's a motion on the table. We should have a second so we can have some discussion.
All right, I'll.
Sorry, Mr. Henry, but
Okay, I didn't know what you're talking about when you say, because is this a different passcode than one thing?
yeah, so
That's that, I mean,
the question that was asked by Mr. Henry was, is the information for Zoom that you were given tonight, is an individual, does it change? In my experience with you all, it does. Some of the courts, each of the judges have a designated number that's the same all the time. I don't know what they did to get that, but when we set it up, we are through Zoom, they give us the number, we give it to you, and every time it seems to be a different number. So I would have to go to Kim, she would schedule it, we would get the information, we would get it to you. Tomorrow night is exceptionally ambitious for you to get all of that information, get it posted.
Can I amend my motion? All right. Okay, I'm gonna look at my calendar. 1 second. I'm gonna change that Zoom meeting date for the next meeting to the 21st on Monday.
And if the second would
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I have something going on today. How about the 22nd?
back to the 22nd.
Back to the 22nd.
if Nicole, who seconded it, will accept that as a friendly amendment, then that would be the amendment that stands.
They couldn't change it.
Nicole, do you want to start with that? No, okay.
Excuse me, can you speak into the microphone so that they can hear?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. You can do it that way.
Would you like to read that motion?
Yeah. So what we're gonna hold on. Okay, so we are going to postpone the meeting because of technical difficulty.
Speak into the microphone so they can hear you.
I don't know, is it on? Can you hear me? Okay, so we're gonna postpone the meeting because of technical difficulty, and going to go for Zoom meeting only, on December 22nd, 2020 at 6:30, I'm assuming?
Is there a discussion?
There's a discussion. I mean, before, when Rachel wanted to postpone this meeting until the 22nd, we were surpassing whatever government guidelines there are, would you say, Colin? So that we could actually have a meeting like we're having the meeting tonight. So now it's just it gets down to the point where now we are going to do it by Zoom only instead of like we're having tonight.
But just so you know, Ralph, the difference between my motion and John's was that John's motion included the officer's recommendations. So basically, I bypassed that because I wasn't gonna make that decision on that myself. So I made a different motion in case, you know.
Well, so what is it that you're saying? Where we're going to be on the 22nd at 6:30 in the evening? Where are we going to have the meeting? Where is it going to be held? On Zoom only, and everybody. That's it.
That's the way the motion reads. Current.
Zoom only, but we are going to, Eric is going to add technical difficulties so we can find a way to do it.
Eric's going to add technical.
We
already have
discussion
technical
on technical upgrades to
Hold
accommodate.
on, 1 second, John.
I just wanted to just elaborate on Ralph's concern. I think what Eric plans to do is get it on the agenda, and maybe we can get some estimates to do what you're saying, Ralph. So, but to the attorney's point, we can't do it today because if we do the same meeting in 2 days, it's gonna have the same results as we got today without changing something.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that's all.
I know you don't get much done, and we don't get much done here, and we don't get much done in a day or a week. It seems like we need to move forward on a lot of this stuff to get it done.
That's why I
And it's
included
like,
that in my motion.
I'm more concerned about that than all this technical stuff. But we need to have it accessible to the taxpayers or the people of the township that they can log on. I guess. You know.
So we have a motion by Eric, support by Nicole. We'll do a roll call.
I just have one more, just a quick idea. I'm just gonna throw this out. But, during this time frame where we're trying to figure this out, there's just an option popped into my head that we would have, maybe we would have this. We have, I think we have 6 computer sites, individual locations at the senior center. Perhaps someone without technical, we could open that facility up and say, look, you can come in here and get on Zoom here. While we're figuring this out, and it would be an option for some people that don't have that option. And I'm just throwing that out because it would be a way to at least say I can get you on there if you don't have that. It's just as an idea. And now we can go into one. I just throw that.
If I may, Madam Chair, one last thing. This tonight was a good exercise to see exactly what we were up against, legally, objectively, this was a good test run. I'm not saying that this was a waste of time. I think that we're all aware that there's a technical issue here. And if we just get over the technical issue, we'll have easier meetings, and obviously, once these barriers and we don't have to wear the masks and all that anymore too, that would help a lot of things better. But in the meantime, it's what it is.
Roll call vote. Julie,
No.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Ralph,
No.
Chris, yes. Rachel, yes. Motion passed, 5-2. The meeting will be postponed till 12/22 at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom only.
I'll make a motion to close if that's what you're looking for.
Do we still have to do public comment section?
And under those circumstances, I would suggest no.
No.
Okay.
I'll support your motion, John. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion adjourned.
You were opposed.
No. I oppose.
opposed to no comment?
So, no, I'm okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I wasn't sure.